Now, although the chart effectively builds itself and you simply choose your chart type and your styles that you wish to use, it is possible to subsequently add further shapes or objects to your chart. And we can do this by selecting the chart. And here we're in the 3 charts file that has 3 different chart types: bar, line and pie. With the chart selected, if we go to the Chart Tools Format sub-ribbon, you'll find we have a whole little section here for inserting shapes. And it has a drop down so that you can choose any shape that you would normally have access to in Excel, not just in charts, but also in Word, pretty much throughout the whole of the Office suite. So we can draw standard shapes up here like stars, rectangles, ovals, even arrows, rectangles with different corners cut off, lots of little basic shapes, block arrows, equation shapes, flowcharts, stars and banners, callouts if you would need to put some text in. So I might want to add a callout. I just click and drag. Once I've got the callout in place, I can then resize it. I can use the little yellow rectangle. If there is one, not all of your shapes do have one. It's for adjusting part of the shape. So here in a callout, it's for adjusting what the callout refers to effectively. So if I move that over here, I can put that there, and I have a little callout. In order to add text to this, the simplest way is to right-click it and choose Edit Text, and that drops your cursor inside the callout for you to then type something. This is horses sold for the West. Although in theory, I could figure that out from the legend anyway, but we're sort of highlighting that as it might be of particular importance. But you can add any shape. Simply click on the chart, Format ribbon, Insert shapes, and there are plenty to choose from. Hearts and smiley faces even. Arrows are quite popular because they allow you to point at things. Once you have a shape, it can then be formatted. Notice that's a blue line and that's a blue box, the default being blue for the particular scheme. With the line selected, I can change the thickness of the line, should I want it to be more prominent. I can change the colour of the line. Perhaps I ought to make it the colour of the bar it's pointing to. Perhaps not, because it doesn't stand out. Let's go for red. I can change the colour of this box. This has an outline, which is the border, but also a fill, so the colour within it. Let's fade down the colour that's within it and change the outline to a different colour. I've faded it a little too much, so much so that the text is not that visible now that it's white. So in order to adjust the text, I need the text fill option. And we can go a darker grey. So notice once you have a shape selected, you then have the Drawing Tools Format ribbon because you're now dealing with a shape. Click back on the chart, you get the Chart Tools ribbon. So you have to be a little bit careful what you have selected. The chart, format, insert shapes. And really, the choice of shapes is just massive in Excel, well, throughout the whole of Office, that you just need to pick one that's relevant for you. Maybe you want to put a smiley face on because this is a good chart. Now, when drawing a shape, you just click and drag. If you hold down the Shift key the whole time that you're drawing it, it stays symmetrical, which is quite important for things like smiley faces and hearts. I let go of the mouse first, the shape is a perfect circle. Notice the smiley face has one of those yellow rectangles that allows me to change the direction of the smile, or sad face. No decision face, or a little smile instead of a big smile. Just like the call out, I can change its shape fill and the outline color. So you're pretty much in control of these shapes. They will go where you want them to go. You simply click on and drag. They can be reshaped using any of the resize handles. So the corner one will allow you to do both horizontal and vertical at the same time. The horizontal and the vertical ones will only let you stretch horizontally or vertically. Should you no longer wish to have a shape on your chart, you simply click to select, and delete on the keyboard will remove that particular shape. Click to select and it removes the shape. You have to be a little bit careful with your shapes that you either add them when you know the data isn't going to change so that the graph won't change behind it, because effectively this data is behind your little smiley face. So anything happens behind there, I can't see it. The other alternative is to put your smiley face behind the chart, which, because we've added the smiley face to the chart, is not an option. The only way we would be able to achieve that would be to add the smiley face to a sheet, add the chart to a sheet, and then overlay the whole chart over the smiley face. So over here in our area summary. For example, if we created a quick chart, which we know the shortcut for, F11, just to remind you, we can then move that chart into the area summary. So we have a little object chart. We then insert a face, but not on the chart. So we click off the chart, insert shape. We'll stick with the smiley face over here. And then I want the smiley face not to go in front of the chart, but to go behind it. Well, I either select the smiley face and send backward, or I select the chart and bring forward. Either way, it's the same effect. So I'm going with the smiley face, drawing tools format, send backward, and my smiley face is now behind the chart. So I can't see him, unless I make the chart area see-through. So I select the chart area, go to Chart Tools and Format, come to Shape Fill and choose No Fill. And you'll see we can then see through the chart to the smiley face behind, or whatever else you might have put there. So when you're adding shapes to a chart directly, as here, they cannot go behind the chart. In order to achieve that effect, you need to add them as two separate objects, a chart object and a drawing object, and then place the drawing object behind the chart. Obviously, with the need to make the chart see-through by changing the chart area to have a transparent fill. So that's the ability to add shapes and other objects, really. Anything from that insert shapes will be fine, and there are a lot to choose from in order to make it look more presentable.